What does it mean to have healthy interpersonal effectiveness skills and good self-respect effectiveness skills? Hi, I'm Misty Smith. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I am here to help others find meaning, joy, and purpose in their lives. As a person-centered counselor, I believe in meeting people where they are and that we all have the capacity for self-healing. Sometimes we need a little guidance and support to get to where we want to be. Today, I want to talk with you about how we can improve relationships with others as well as the relationships that we have with ourselves through interpersonal effectiveness and self-respect effectiveness skills. The relationships that we have with others and the connections that we feel with others can only be as strong as the relationship that we have with ourselves. The skills that I'm going to share with you today come from the dialectical behavioral therapy model of counseling, or DBT for short. I am a DBT trained counselor and use a DBT informed approach in my treatment with the clients that I see in my practice. It is important to remember that the relationships that we have are give and take. We certainly want to have our needs met. It's also important that we are attending to the needs of the other person in that relationship. The acronym GIVE will help you achieve balance in the relationship and interpersonal effectiveness skills by fostering positive interactions with others. So what is GIVE? This is a technique or approach that can help you to improve communication and decrease conflict in your relationships. GIVE is an acronym. We use acronyms a lot in mental health, where each letter stands for a technique or strategy that you can practice in your interactions with others. The G stands for gentle. Don't attack, threaten, or express judgment during your interactions. This can often be difficult, especially when the topic is one that we feel passionate about. It can be helpful to listen to the other person with intention rather than waiting your turn to talk. The I is for interested. Show interest by listening to what the other person has to say without interrupting. We often interrupt to defend ourselves or tell our side of the story, and it's important to fully hear what the other person has to say. The V is for validate. Be outwardly validating to the other person's thoughts and feelings. Acknowledge their feelings. Recognize if your requests are demanding and respect their opinions. As humans, we all, regardless of background, age, gender, ethnicity, or any other factors, want to be seen, heard, and understood. Much of our difficulty in communicating with others and having healthy relationships or interactions comes from difficulty giving others the same acknowledgement that we want for ourselves. Finally, the E is for easy. Try to have an easy attitude. Try to smile if and when it's appropriate. Act lighthearted. This means being responsible with your emotions rather than reacting from feeling. Also, try to keep in mind that you do not have to prove yourself in every interaction, and it's okay to have disagreements. We want to try to disagree in a healthier way. So remember, the acronym GIVE means be gentle, act interested, validate what the other has to say, and try to have an easy attitude. Sometimes in relationships, you might find yourself betraying your own values and beliefs to receive approval or to get what you want. The acronym FAST will help you achieve self-respect effectiveness. I have found self-respect effectiveness skills to be some of the most important that I teach my clients when it comes to healthy boundaries and recognizing their own needs within their relationships. So what does FAST stand for? F is for fair. Be fair not only to others, also to yourself. Recognize that your needs are at least as important as the needs of others. Too often, we put the needs of others before our own. While I understand it can be difficult to put your needs before those of others, recognizing that your needs are equal to theirs is a good place to start. If you're like me, you may be a people pleaser and feel that acknowledging your own needs makes you selfish. It's not. It's self-care. I always like to use the analogy of an oxygen mask on an airplane. If you've ever been through the safety briefing on a flight, they remind you to secure your own mask and then help others. If you cannot breathe, you are not going to be able to assist others. Recognizing that your needs matter too is making sure that you are taking care of yourself first and then helping other people if you have the ability. A is for apologies. Don't make unnecessary apologies. Don't apologize for making a request, having an opinion, or disagreeing. Many of us say, "I'm sorry," out of habit or fear that others will be upset with us. I want you to start to notice how often you apologize for something that isn't your fault. Try shifting your language. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry for being late," try saying, "Thank you for your patience." See if you can identify situations where you make unwarranted apologies. The S is for stick to values. Don't compromise your values just to be liked or to get what you want. Stand up for what you believe in. In a previous video, I talked about the importance of identifying your value and what you value. We all want to be accepted and to fit in, and sometimes it does seem easier to stay quiet or go along with what others want in an effort to keep the peace. It is important to stand up for your values and to become a self-advocate. The T stands for truthful. Avoid dishonesty, such as exaggeration, acting helpless as a form of manipulation, or outright lying. I know that most of us were raised to be honest and tell the truth while also seeing the exact opposite in the behaviors around us. When there is fear that telling the truth will come with consequences, it is easy to get into the habit of being deceitful. However, it compromises our self-respect and inhibits us from being our true, authentic selves. So I hope that these interpersonal effectiveness skills and self-respect effectiveness skills have been helpful to you and have given you some thoughts to consider. Try practicing these in your relationships with the people that you care about and see if you find more positive and meaningful connections. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to sharing more tips with you soon.